think it's safe to say that succulents are the Cinderellas of the plant kingdom. But in today's video, I'm going to show you some container garden ideas so you can see how beautiful they can be. And if today is your first time here, my name is Marlene. Welcome to Marlene's How-Tos, my home and garden channel. So first we have this beautiful black swan planter with all these different heights of succulents in there. We have the thriller, the spiller, and the filler. And I saw this at the Home Depot and I thought I would show it to you guys, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. You can see the different colors that they have in there, different textures. And if you're not sure what the terms thriller, spiller, and filler mean in container gardening, I'm going to be linking this video at the end for you so you can check it out and see how that works for any type of container gardening that you're making. But just in a short, in a little nutshell, basically in this case, the snake plant you're seeing with the height in the middle, that would be your thriller in this case. It adds a lot of interest. It pulls your eye in because of the height and sometimes the color that it offers. And around it you have, the filler type plants that fill in the spaces, and then you have the spiller that's spilled over to the side as you're seeing in this case here. So now let's take a look at some filler plants, and that would be these Echeveria plants. Most of these here are Echeveria plants, and these were going for $3.98. And it's actually worth it because these plants, they propagate very easily. You can use just one of the leaves off of it and you can get one or several plants from it. So, every little bit goes a long way with these. You would say it's a gift that keeps on giving. And you can see they have different, they look like little flowers themselves, like the pond lilies, I think. They're just so cute. Some of them have like a little blush of different colors on them, different shades of green. So I think that they are absolutely gorgeous and a great way to start, especially for beginners. And then over here we have hens and chicks. And what I love about hens and chicks is that they're able to handle the cold weather, so that frost comes and they're able to come back the following spring. And that would be those on the left. Hens and chicks, I guess, because, they keep having little ones coming off. These right here, these are flapjacks, and I think that they're so cute. They belong to the Kalanchoe family. And you probably would have seen Kalanchoe before as these right here. These tend to be seen a lot in our garden centers with these beautiful colors that they have. But they're pretty much the same family as the flapjacks that you're seeing there. So surprising, but yes, that's definitely the case. And I just love the little red rim that they have on them. And then next to them we have Golden Glow, and that's a sedum plant right here. And I just love that bright lime green color. It definitely is contrasting well with the other colors like this one right here. This one is an Echeveria as well, and I think that it looks really cute. And look at this one right here. I just love the texture of it. It's kind of like velvet. Little pieces broken right there, but you see Mesembrian for $8.98. And not in every case you have to use, like, say, a spiller, thriller, and filler, as I'm showing you here in this case. They're all pretty much fillers in here, but they just have different shades of green, and it still looks very nice. And I think the planter, the cute little donkey planter, absolutely helps it to look so much nicer. Well, I think that's a donkey. You can tell me what you think. Now let's take a look at some spiller plants right here. In this case, this is a pickle plant, and you can see why they call it that, because it looks just like a pickle, I think. And this was in a hanging basket for $11.98. This one, though, maybe just be left by itself just because, of how it just looks so unusual. And you can see that it actually blooms as well too, as do most succulents. So, and it needs well draining soil too. So, you want to make sure that you put it in a hanging basket so it performs, best there. And next to it, we have some string of pearls. And as the name suggests, you can see that they do look like pearls that are on there. And I think that they're so cute. And of course, you can have a little or a lot depending on, what kind of container you have and how you want it to grow. These right here, I saw these over at Lowe's, all hanging basket right here. And some of them are Sedum varieties. And they're just giving you some really great ideas of how you can do them. You have the elephant bush there. And you can have different strings of types in here. You can have string of dolphins, string of bananas. There are so many different types. This sedum right here is actually blooming. You can see the pretty flowers right there. And of course, over time, they'll become more and more. And if you like, maybe like a more cleaner look, a more minimalistic look, then these would definitely be perfect for you just by themselves. They fill out and they look very nice, and you can even change the hanging baskets and make something a little more fancier that suits your taste. You just make it really work for you.
So I thought these were really, really nice, and I wanted to share them with you. And over here, another spiller type one. This is burro's tail, or some they have donkey tail too, just different types. And over time they grow longer and they cascade over to the side. So I absolutely love that. Now for our thriller ones, these are Sansevieria snake plants, different types here. You can see that they braided this one, so I thought that was so cute and so unusual. The one in the center looks like the typical ones that we see, even though this one is still a different variety. It's a darker green color and just, different shades of green. There's no yellow in it. And you can see how the cost is going there. And you can understand you have to pay a little bit more for them because, there's a lot more work coming into it here. Another variety here, again, this one is a shorter one. So this one could be a thriller plant, but you'd have to have lower plants next to it. This one is a lighter shade of green right here. So another one, again, that is definitely, I would say this is a conversation piece. You have this in your home, somebody's going to mention something about this for sure. So for $24.98, that's what you pay to play. Very, very pretty. I like it. So next over here, we have another thriller plant. This one is Echeveria. And I saw a lot of these growing up in Jamaica. And believe it or not, guys, these are actually in the same family as your poinsettia. And what happens is that if you break them, the sap inside is white. It's made of latex. It can be a little bit toxic, so just be careful around kids if you're getting those. And thriller plants don't necessarily have to be tall and slender. They can be tall and wide, as is in the case with this one here. This one is actually giant blue curls, and you can see why they would call it that, because it's pretty large. And this is what it looks like here in container. You can see here you have the elephant bush coming over to the side as a spiller. And I just think it looks so beautiful. On the left, we have the kiwi, Echeveria, aeonium there. And you can always go ahead and pair it with, flowers like these if you need to get a little bloom. These are kalanchoe again right here, some white ones. So it's good to add in these in sometimes if you, want a pop of color really quick. And now let's take a look at some containers. Isn't that one cute right there? It looks like a little cactus. So a cactus for your succulent. You have the two-tone ones and you have these. But always make sure, guys, always be sure that your planter has holes in the bottom. And these look like wood, but they're actually ceramic too. So I thought that was really nice. So they have a lot of varieties here. They shouldn't be too deep because succulents do have shallow roots. But, if you have a lot, then you'll want to get something that's bigger. And now let's take a look at soil. Over here we have cactus, citrus soil, also for palm as well too. And the main thing about this type of a soil is that it has to have, proper drainage. And if you have sand, like sand that was not from the ocean, because you don't want to have any salt in it, you can always add it in so it's a little bit better drainage for it. As well as you can even add in some perlite if you're able to get that, so it has proper drainage. So if you like flowers and garden even half as much as I do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and you also get to see past videos as well. Let's take a look at some examples here where they're put together. I just absolutely love this one, guys. You can see you have purple aeonium over here with these larger ones right there. And they show you at the back there how you can get some of those individual ones and, just put something together and make it your own if you didn't want to, purchase the ones that are already put together. And I'm telling you, this is called topsy-turvy that you're seeing here, that kind of like a blue-green color. And it is so interesting to me. It reminds me a lot of, corals in the ocean. Maybe because I'm from Jamaica, I don't know, but I just feel that way every time I look at it. So there are your suggestions, just to get them and put them together and make it your own. You can see they're using the euphorbia here. And in front of it is our little spiller plant. This one is called Tokyo Sun, and I'm sure you can see why. I just think it is so cute. And this container does limit this growth of the plants a little bit. Right here you can see we have the red pagoda, and you can see why they call it that. And this one right here is called Live Forever, and they say that this can live up to 100 years. Isn't that something? I think that's amazing. But yes, guys, if the container is smaller, your plants are going to grow slower. If you have a larger container, they have more space to fill out, and they're encouraged, to grow a little bit more. You can see the burro's tail right there, and another little fuzzy guy here as well. I just think they come together so well. And of course, if you wanted to change the containers that they come in, you can always do that, to add more color as a planter at the base. And over here now we have some elephant bush. And sometimes elephant bush is confused with jade. They look very similar, but the difference is that for the elephant bush, the stems are red and the leaves are smaller, as opposed to the jade, the stems are green and the leaves are maybe about 2 inches, while these are about 3/4 of an inch. And look at this one is called blue ruffles right here. Isn't that cute? It just goes so well together. And I think picking up on succulents is more about the contrast that you have, the colors, the textures, and all of that. And of course, when they bloom, it's absolutely amazing. This one is a little pricey, $150, but you have a wishing well there, guys. You're going to have to pay a little bit more, for something like that. You can start off with something as simple as these right here, just as a beginner, just pace yourself and just start off with something smaller that costs a little bit less, and over time you can get better at it. And then over here, this is Sedum, and these produce some nice flowers. These can be for containers. You can just put them in the ground if you want. It just depends on the weather in your area. You have to check your growing zones to see what works best. So this one over here, this one is actually the beige version to the black one that you saw earlier. So I'm not sure which one you prefer. This one has a spiller in it as well. And over here we see how they use the pagoda in this wooden planter right here. So there's so many different ways that you could put them together, and over time they just grow longer and look so nice. This is a purple aeonium right here, so in colors, purple, the more interest. We have a kalanchoe here, and this is gonna bloom, shortly enough, so that should be coming soon. So I'm hoping that you're liking these and that they gave you some great ideas, guys. Succulents are absolutely beautiful. They get overlooked from time to time because, they don't have the colors popping up right away. But you'd be surprised some of the flowers that these plants produce. So I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you'll try some succulents. I do hope to see you in the next video. And check out Kuttys Succulents channel. She has some beautiful outdoor succulents, so you can check those out. And I do want to thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.